Hello, all my cubby angels out there. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm so glad you're here today. And I can see a lot of you just kind of clicking away right away after you hear me call you cubby angels. But, you know, I have to call you my angels because if you're, subscribed and supporting my channel, then you are my angels. So what can I say? Hate it or love it? It's up to you. Anyways, enough of that cheesy shit. Guaranteed, if there's stupid stuff your Sims do, there's gonna be a mod out there that will fix it, especially when it comes to autonomy. You can't argue the fact that you get super annoyed when your Sim gets obsessed with certain objects. And, some people don't care. I get it, but some people really do care. Like, they don't want to watch their Sim, just sitting there and doing the same shit over again and not making better decisions for themselves. So in that case, that's why I have made this video for those of you who would like to maybe find some autonomous mods that help your Sims with certain traits, their particular traits, or if you are new to mods too, there's some options there. I'll go over that in a little bit. But why would you even want autonomy mods in your game? Well, for one, I just mentioned it. For another, it does and will help with game performance, and you'll understand more of why or how that happens later on. But first of all, how do I know if these mods will really work for you? I don't really, because there's too many variables to consider, of course, including your game style, your hardware. There's just too much there involved. I can't really, determine whether any of these kind of mods will help you or not. But hopefully, if you're looking for something that will kind of interfere with your Sims decisions on how they perform their tasks on a daily basis, then it might help you out a lot. And autonomous mods, so they help prioritize their your Sims tasks, and it will help fix addictive behaviors, as we all know Sims do have. In some cases, autonomous mods will fix broken tuning within another mod by overriding it. Besides autonomy mods, keep in mind this is just a piece of Sims 3 optimization puzzle. Depending on your processor, you may find that limiting town population, active households, and objects can also help with your Sims making better decisions autonomously. So there is a lot more to autonomy with simulation. I can't really cover in one video, so I'm not going to get too technical because I'll just end up nerding out and boring you. But many factors do play a role in autonomy. So the number of objects on a lot, traits, genealogy, how many Sims in a world, routing, queuing, they're all involved with how long a command loops through before it actually gets back to your Sim and your Sim gets the message. On top of that, you have to consider the limited 2 cores that the game offers in the processing time as well. Of course, there's also the option to disable autonomy altogether, but not everyone has the time to sit there and micromanage their Sims during a gameplay. So also, if you think about it, with all the different add-ons, store objects, venues that all have specific tuning for autonomous use, they'll cause overuse of some objects as well. So it's a variety of different messages cross-firing, and your Sim suddenly just becomes indecisive, and they'll sit there with that blank stupid look on their face not really getting any messages because there's just too many to process. So if you want to see your Sim make smarter decisions according to their traits, autonomy mods is definitely the way to go. All right, so before I go over the mods I'm going to introduce you to, there is a couple of options to consider. One is, if you're new to mods, you'll need the mods framework, and you can get that off of Mod the Sims. There is one really important file in there. It's called the resource.cfg file, you'll see, and that's basically just some codes letting your game read how it's going to handle your mods that you put into your game. Basically, I don't know, that's the best I can explain it for now. But if you're wanting to get some Sims 3 store premium items, that file is pretty important. So I go into that in another video, and I'll link that above if you want to check that out. It'll help you learn how to fix premium store objects and help you install them if you're not installing them as Sims 3 packs. Anyways, also for those of you that just feel more comfortable with starting out with just a few autonomous mods, like maybe you're new to modding, I did create a Google Doc and I listed a bunch of mods that I use in my game, and they all work really well together. There's no conflicts, and they work well with the NROS mods and modules as well, if you have any of those. So there's that option as well, and you can use them all together or just pick some that you'd want to use out of it, of course. And so this one main mod that I'm going to introduce you to right away, this is the one, it's like the main mod that kind of overrules all the other autonomy mods, and it fixes a lot of issues within scripting mods as well. It's called Balanced Autonomy by an amazing retired modder named Nadira. So what's so amazing about her mod is that it doesn't just fix one particular tuning function attached to one object. It fixes object use as a whole that pertains to many popular autonomy mods. So as well as store items, so that it all works in sync with each other and whatever mods that you might already have in your game. So I'll go over that as well. She went ahead and tuned like 428 original files, which begs the question, why haven't we been talking about this mod? Anyways, I know that it works in my game because I've tested it, and I've tested it with all my autonomy mods, and that hopefully if you want to try this mod out, I highly recommend it. So now let's just go over her page, because anyone that looks at this and gets overwhelmed, I understand. So I'm just going to break it down as easy and as I can so it makes sense, I hope, for you. So you'll find her mod compilation here on thesimasylum.com, and you do need a free account in order to download any mods from this site. I've downloaded quite a few of their mods and some of their autonomy mods as well, so they have some really good mods. Anyway, so this is her compilation here, and she does go into quite a bit of detail and depth on how how her tunings work and everything like this. So we'll just skim over this, but it would be a good idea to maybe give this a read through. It is quite extensive, all the changes that she's made. Basically what she's done is she's covered tunings for certain popular autonomy mods that you might already have in your game. She's partially covered some, and she's fully covered some. Going into that, going down here, so number 2, yes, so the popular and extremely useful mods that she's modified, these are the objects that she's tuned for these particular popular autonomy mods here. If you don't have any of these mods, the file that is downloaded with her download will include all of these. But yeah, like I said, if you don't have any of these mods, then you don't need to put that in your game. If you have 1 or 2 of these mods, you can still put her file with all of them in your game. It's not going to cause any issues. I'll go over that after. Also with 3, so this is basically just the same thing. She talks about how with these other mods, what she's covered or not. The one that you really have to pay attention to here is the mods that she's fully covered. So if you have any of these in your game and you want to put her file of all of this in everything that she's covered within these mods in your game, then you're going to want to take out whatever mods that she has covered, basically. So I had the less autonomous deep fryer mod, and I had the less attraction to rocking chair mod in my game, so I just took them out and then was able to put her file in my game. So her files will do better in overrides and do belong in overrides. For the installation, you just want to click on this download. It'll download in a zip file, and then you can just unzip it into another file if you so wish, and that's what I've done here. So let me just over right here. So there's going to be all these files in there. She does include everything that she's talked about in this post. She's included in the download files and text document as well. So for the first one here, this one covers all the mods that she's fully covered and all the objects that she's tuned. So she's broken everything down in categories, which is really nice. So you could put this whole file in your game, or you could just pick and choose whichever ones you want. Basically, it's up to you, of course. So there's that one, and this is the one where you have to go through and make sure you don't have any of these mods here in your game because she's fully covered them, and you don't need to have 2 versions of them. So for this file, the second file here in the flavors, so this is one that you would choose. So like she says, you only use one, so you just pick one that you might find useful or might want to use. I haven't used any of these because I don't really care about those, but yeah, you might. So and then this third file here, this is pertaining to the mods that she's partially covered, like popular mods that you might have in your game. I do have the Fun in the Sun mod. I don't have any of the other ones, but I just went ahead and put the whole file in my game anyways, just in case I later on want to go and maybe put these mods in my game as well, which I wouldn't put in my overrides like the original mod. I won't put into my overrides, it'll just go into my regular packages. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, what I've done is just taken all of these, well, 2 of these files, not the middle one, because like I said, I didn't put any flavors in. So you just go to your mods and overrides folder here and just drag and drop whatever you want over here. So if you're picking and choosing, say, ones out of here because you don't want all of them, then it's a good idea to make a separate file, of course, and just to keep everything organized, and then just drag and drop whichever ones you want. So in order for her tunings to work, you will need, I'm just going to close this off. So yeah, you will need expansion pack 8 seasons in order for any of her tunings to work. And she explains it here. It's needed as temperature changes and or temperature controlled enter and exit points that she's made and added to many of the objects that she's tuned. So there's that. Also, her mods work well with NRAS and with Awesome Mod as well. There's no conflicts, and I've tested her mod out too. I have like pretty much all the NRAS mods and I haven't found any issues at all. So going back to this Google Doc with these suggested mods, mostly for if anyone wants to not put her mod in your game, you just want to stick with a few or whatever. You could put all of these in if you want. Like I say here, I have all the NRAS mods and most modules, and that including go here. All these mods work well with that, and also well with Nadiras mod as well. So I also have the Autonomy fixer in my game as well by Shimrods, and this mod makes the Autonomy run more frequently, such that auto sims will not stand around as long before deciding what to do next. They choose the next action quicker. They will also do this when the active sim is chatting or doing the romantic menu, so they may run away from your sim if you don't queue up the interactions. So this isn't exactly pertaining straight to like an object. It's more of the choice, how they make their choice, or how quickly they make their choices in between what they're gonna do. But this mod works well with Nadiras mod as well. I have that. I have all of these except for, like I said, I took out Fun in the Sun and the rocking chair, attraction to the rocking chair one. Of course, all the links are below, and that brings the conclusion to this video. As always, I hope something in this video maybe helped you out and helps your game run better, of course. It's the whole idea. And if it does, please make sure to subscribe and like, of course. And I appreciate all my subscribers and my supporters very much so. It helps me keep this channel going and bring you better videos and helpful videos for The Sims 3. And The Sims 3 will never die, so you know. That's my mission anyways, to help Sims 3 players just have a better game, especially on the newer hardwares and computers that have come out and stuff. I'm do my best to try and keep on top of that kind of thing. I'm working on being more consistent though, so thank you for sticking with me and not giving up for those of you that have. And anyways, on that note, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one, guys. Until next time, take care.